the proper way to breathe. I get so many messages asking me about this, so I wanted to do just a short video going over the correct way to breathe. Now, I always go over this with my breathing exercises and then my pulmonary rehab, but I wanted to do a video just on this part, okay? So, the way you were made to breathe is that you would use your diaphragm, which is a muscle that sits underneath your lungs, kind of like this, okay? When you breathe in, that diaphragm is made to come down so that it allows your lungs to fully expand. And then when you breathe out, it comes up to help you push the air out. Now, over time, and by the way, babies breathe like this when they're born. You ever pay attention? They breathe correctly. But over time, especially if you have breathing problems, your body starts to breathe a different way. And it does this because in times of need, it wants to make sure you're getting as much air as you can. So you start just heaving, pulling in deep breaths. Well, eventually it weakens your diaphragm and it makes it to where you're not using your diaphragm anymore. So that, of course, makes it harder to breathe. Now, what you need to do is practice breathing exercises every day, a couple times a day, and you will get this right. But what you need to do is when you take a deep breath in, you want to focus on pushing your stomach out. So you will take a deep breath in. See, my belly came out. And then when you exhale, you're going to push the air out. And it goes back in. So think of inhaling. Your lungs inflate, belly out, exhale, belly in. You're pushing it out. Now, this is the reason you need to do it in this manner. A lot of people, most people actually, I'd say, when you breathe in, your stomach goes in. So you're doing this. And you think you're getting the most air you can get in that breath, but totally not. And this is the reason why. When you do that, you're limiting the amount of air you can get in your lungs. When you go, you just made your lungs a little bit shorter and you've tightened up the upper part of your body so that the backs or the upper part of your lungs are not expanding properly. So you are cutting off your air by doing that. So if you're someone who, especially when you get short of breath, is like trying to pull that in, I promise switching it up to using your diaphragm is going to help you so much. But it does take a lot of practice. Sometimes it takes people weeks to get down, okay? But you just want to practice it, like I said, a couple times every day. Save this video. The best way to see if you're using your diaphragm is by putting one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. When you breathe in, your bottom hand should come out. And when you breathe out, it should come in. Top hand, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't move, okay? So inhale, exhale, and you've got it. If you have any questions, please just drop them down in the comment section, or you could even post a video of you breathing and I can kind of help you through any problems that you might have getting it down. So save this video and don't forget to follow. Thanks.